Petal 1, Silver Linings. Broken. As I lay crumpled on the floor, gasping for air, after being hit across the face by my fiancé, I sobbed and prayed to God and my angels. Help me. Please help me get up. Help me make it through this night. It wasn't the hit in the face so much that knocked me down and left me breathless. It was the fear his parting words created as he walked out the door. It's over, he announced, beyond repair now. The sting in my face paled to the pain in my heart. Fatherless family again. This sudden and violent abandonment compounded the burden of guilt and grief I carried with me since my daughter's father took his life 8 years prior, when she was 2 years old. I still hadn't healed from that agonizing event. With this new abandonment, I feared I would break. Yet, from this crisis arose the beginning of my awakening, my way back home. Becoming a mother. I met my daughter's father, Eugene, 11 years earlier at a nightclub. We danced all night, flowing and moving in harmony to the music. Dancing was one of the joys we had in common, that and music. He kissed me on the forehead at the end of the night, and that was it. I was hooked. We fell in love. I was only 22 years old. He was 21. We had the same birthday. I didn't have a job, though. I had graduated magna cum laude from Providence College that year. Eugene was escaping from the trying life of Brownsville, Brooklyn, looking to make a fresh start in the suburbs of Long Island. We were an unlikely match, but destiny brought us together. About a year after that, I became pregnant, but decided to have an abortion. There was no way I was ready to be a parent. I still had dreams of getting my master's degree in international business or traveling around the world with Greenpeace. The shame of the abortion, however, took over my soul. I have since come to understand that the soul is not harmed from an abortion or miscarriage. The soul will find another vessel to be conceived in and birthed. At the time, however, I was a guilt-stricken mess. It probably had to do with my Catholic upbringing, and it didn't help that every time I turned on the TV, pro-life commercials seemed like they were talking directly to me. One night, in the middle of a meltdown, crying out in despair, I promised God that if I ever got pregnant again, I would have the baby. 2 months later, I was pregnant. Wow, that was fast, I thought. I was not willing to break a promise to God, so I became a mommy at 23 years old. This soul was coming in whether I liked it or not. Pregnancy was not my friend. The doctor said my baby wasn't growing or getting enough oxygen and nutrients through the umbilical cord, and I wasn't gaining enough weight. Working full-time in the city and commuting by the Long Island Railroad 2.5 hours each way left nothing for the baby. So I was bedridden for the last 4 months. Doctor's orders: stay in bed and eat. Eat bagels, ice cream, milkshakes, anything, just eat. For some, it would have been a dream come true, a convenient exercise to indulge in goodies and sweets, but not me. I'd rather run for 5 miles than eat a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. This was not fun for me. I was a type A personality with lots of energy. Exercise, fitness, dancing, anything physical was my passion. My advised bed rest was during Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays on top of it all. The doctor wouldn't even let me go to the supermarket, so Christmas shopping was definitely out. And in 1992, Amazon and online shopping had not yet been born. It was torture to lie in bed every day. Eugene took good care of me, though. He even made me eat liver once a week, said it would be good for our baby's brain. I had to smother it in onions and ketchup to get it down, but I ate it. In the 36th week, my baby went breech, and the doctor told me I would probably have to get a C-section. I wanted to have a natural birth, so I decided to watch TV upside down in a modified headstand, hoping she would flip around. It worked. I earned a front row seat to this gymnastic Olympic event in my body. Feisty and stubborn even in the womb, and 2 weeks past her due date, I had to be induced. In the middle of the winter, on our way to the hospital, the car doors were frozen shut. Panic, then solution. Blow dry the car doors open. Nothing about this pregnancy was easy. Anyone who has been induced knows how painful it is. The waves of contraction come on fast, strong and hard. I was in Stony Brook Hospital in 12 hours of back labor, and all I could hear was a woman bellowing through the vents, "Get it out of me!" Not how you want to begin the birthing process. I learned later the woman was having triplets, quadruplets. Poor Eugene, he tried so hard to make me comfortable. He even brought a boombox and played Enya in the hospital room to relax me, but those contractions were in my back and they didn't let up for 12 hours. To this day, I have a hard time listening to Enya. Eugene, freaking out, but trying to remain calm, encouraged me to breathe. Grabbing him by the shirt collar in desperation, I demanded drugs. I gave in. I wanted to go as natural as possible, but the pain was unbearable, even with my high tolerance for pain. However, much to my dismay, the anesthesiologist, who had a foot-long needle already, said, "Too late." The doctor told me to breathe and wait until I was dilated more to push, but I cried, "Oh no, I'm pushing now. It's coming out." I didn't know if it was a boy or girl. I wanted to be surprised. And within a few moments, out she came. It took longer than I anticipated for the doctors to place her on my belly. I started to worry that she might be missing a finger or a toe, or worse, after the complicated pregnancy and the scare my mother gave me that the baby could be born with serious issues. When I was ordered on bed rest, my mother gave me the worst-case scenario about how my baby could be born with major malfunctions. Even though I know she was trying to be helpful in her own warped way, it scared me still. When they finally connected my baby and me in that inaugural moment, my first thought was, "She's purple." My baby was born with jaundice, but after a few days, thankfully, it went away. She was a healthy 6-pound, 6-ounce baby girl. Those last weeks in my womb was when she gained the weight she needed to be healthy. She knew. Childbirth is such a painful experience. You think you never want to go through it again, but you do, like falling in love. I always said there's nothing worse than the pain of a broken heart. But like childbirth, the pain disappears the moment you hold that child, and eventually your heart desires to fall in love all over again. I think that's the miracle of our soul. It is always looking for the experience of love and creation, no matter how much pain we have gone through. The painful memories fade away, and all we can remember is the sweetness of love and the possibility of new life. Eugene picked out her name, Ayana. It's Native American Indian, meaning eternal blossom. Her middle name is Natalia for peace. We were a happy family for a short period of time. He was the proudest father. He took her everywhere with him, to work, to the gym, to dance rehearsal, even when he was just hanging with the boys. She was the light of his life.